Piriformis syndrome is a compressive disorder where the piriformis muscle presses on the sciatic nerve, causing deep, dull central buttock pain, numbness, and tingling down the back of the leg. Today I'm going to show you the top 7 exercises to reduce piriformis syndrome pain. The piriformis muscle is a hip external rotator muscle. It's located in the buttock area, and the sciatic nerve exits the hip right past the piriformis muscle. So if you have a lot of tightness in your hip muscles, the glutes, those muscles can become so tight that they actually start to compress on the sciatic nerve, causing that deep, dull buttock pain, numbness, or tingling. Then add on top of that, typically the aggravating factors are sitting for long periods of time, going up and down stairs, squatting, running for long periods of time. Anything that causes excessive compression on the sciatic nerve, you'll get that increase in symptoms. Then typically with stretching and relaxation, the pain decreases. Because piriformis syndrome is a compressive disorder, the very first treatment should be preventing any excessive compression on the sciatic nerve. So that means trying not to sit for long periods of time. If you work from home or you work at the computer, maybe adding a sit-to-stand desk would be beneficial so that you can change positions every hour, so you're reducing the overall time that you're sitting and putting pressure on that sciatic nerve. So basically think about whatever aggravating factors that you have, you're trying to reduce those at least temporarily in the beginning. Then you're going to grab a sciatica pillow, okay? So if you search sciatica pillow, and I'll add links in my description below so you can go down there and check out. This is my sciatica pillow. I use it when I work from home on the computer. It's a contoured pillow, and the purpose of this is that when I'm sitting in a chair for long periods of time, it actually carves out a little space where my sciatic nerve exits my hips, so that when my butt is placed on the pillow, it's decreasing the pressure on the sciatic nerve. Now, you can also actually put this in your car too. So if you happen to drive for work and you're driving a lot, you can use this in your vehicle. Our first exercise for piriformis syndrome is a piriformis stretch. Now, we have to be careful with this stretch because piriformis syndrome is caused by compression of the sciatic nerve, because there's excessive tightness in the piriformis muscle. So when we do a piriformis stretch and we're trying to stretch that muscle, we only want to do it to a mild intensity. That's very, very important. You never want to push it so hard. You never want to push the stretch so hard that you actually replicate the pain or symptoms, okay? So make sure that we keep this at a mild intensity. You'll cross the painful leg. So let's say that my piriformis symptoms are in my left buttock. I will cross my left leg across my right. I'm going to grab with one hand the outer part of my knee. Then I'll grab the other, my ankle with my other hand, my right hand. I'm going to lift my leg up, bringing the leg towards my chest. I start to feel a gentle stretch here. And then I'm going to also at the same time pull my knee slightly towards my opposite shoulder. So that is a hip external rotator stretch, a piriformis stretch. And I'm just going to feel that mild stretch right here, very, very close to where that pain is. So when you have piriformis syndrome and you do this stretch, you're going to be like, that's exactly, you're going to feel the stretch and say, that's exactly where I feel my pain. That it should be very, very close. And again, just a mild intensity, holding it for 30 seconds, not replicating any of the symptoms, so we're not pushing so hard that it actually produces the pain. Then relax out of it, kick your leg all the way out, relax everything, go back up into it again, hold for 30 seconds. So we'll do 30-second holds for 2 or 3 repetitions. Our next exercise is a modified pigeon stretch. So for this exercise, you'll place your symptomatic leg on the side of your couch or your bed or something like that, some table. You'll have it slightly turned outward like this, so I have my foot off the edge of the table. Then you'll take your opposite leg and kind of extend it behind you. Place both hands on either side of your knee Come down onto your forearms until you feel a stretch in your buttock muscles. So looking for, again, for just that mild intensity stretch in your buttock muscles. I'm laying the center part of my chest down over my knee. And once I feel that mild stretch, I'm just going to hold for 30 seconds for 3 repetitions.
Real quick, I wanted to say thank you to this video sponsor, One Step Digital Physical Therapy. One Step is a smartphone app for remote physical therapy that's extremely simple to use and super affordable. This program is designed to break down the traditional physical therapy sessions into small, daily actions that you can do anytime, anywhere. The app is packed full of great features that can help patients who are recovering from injuries, surgeries, neurologic conditions, or even those who are trying to prevent falls. After meeting with your personal physical therapist within the app, you'll be provided with a custom home exercise program curated from a library of over 1,000 exercises, which feature high-resolution videos and tracks your progress automatically. One Step also uses your phone's motion sensors to analyze your movements to identify gait asymmetries. I love this service because you can start your treatment immediately and you have 24/7 access to a licensed physical therapist. Best of all, One Step is now offering my viewers a 2-week free trial if you download the app using my custom link, get.onestep.co/PT Time with Tim.
Our next exercise is a side-lying lumbar rotation stretch. So for this exercise, you'll lie with your opposite leg straight and then your symptomatic leg bent. So I usually take my foot, place it behind my knee, kind of hook it behind my knee. So I have my symptomatic glute up facing the ceiling. I'm going to hold the knee down with my opposite arm. So keeping that down, that kind of sets your baseline for the stretch. Place the other arm extended towards the ceiling and then rotate. So I'm just letting gravity rotate my upper body. I'm opening my chest up towards the ceiling, letting gravity pull my arm down towards the floor. You'll definitely feel a pec stretch if you have tight pecs with this as well, but really we're trying to isolate the stretch to the hip and low back, or at least that's our focus for the stretch. So just relaxing, breathing out with it. Every time you breathe out, you just relax into it a little bit more. And just letting gravity pull that chest open while still holding this knee down, touching the floor the whole time. You'll get a really good stretch on this upper side here. Holding that for 30 seconds for 3 repetitions, the side-lying lumbar rotation stretch. Our next exercise is using a tennis ball to massage the glutes and help to relax those muscles. So basically you're just giving yourself a deep tissue massage. So you can use a tennis ball like I have here, or you could use a massage block or any kind of lacrosse ball, a massage ball. So I'll put some links in the description below for some of the kind of devices that you can use. But I just simply have a tennis ball here. Now, we want to massage the glutes safely. We want to stay away from the sciatic nerve. So that sciatic nerve exits the hip in that center part of the buttock, okay? So we want to keep this away from the center part of the buttock. So the safe place that we can massage the glutes is on the outside of the glutes. So I'm just going to place this tennis ball here on the outer part of my glutes, and then I'm going to start to roll onto the ball. So I'm shifting my weight and rotating onto the ball. Now I feel pressure in the outer part of my glutes. I'm far away from the sciatic nerve. It feels like I have the ball in the right spot because I feel some tightness and tenderness there in the glutes. And then once I have enough pressure on there, I'm going to focus on relaxing the glute muscles, all right? Because our tendency whenever we cause tenderness and pain in an area is to tighten up, right? We're guarding against it. But ideally, we're trying to reduce the tension in these muscles. So relax on the ball. Try to focus on relaxing the muscles as and you just kind of use this sustained pressure for a couple minutes. Once you feel like you've been on it long enough and that you've actually got those muscles to relax, then you can change positions. So I'll take the ball and I'll roll it down slightly downward and find another spot, because those hip external rotators come across the buttock from side to side. And so as we roll down, you're hitting multiple muscles. And so you can kind of blanket that entire area looking almost like spot checking for tightness, basically. So take your time, but just staying on the outside area of the glute. Now, another place we don't want to go is like way out here on the hip bone, because there is a bone out here and there's a bursa next to it. We don't want to cause any bursitis, and doing that for about 5 minutes or so. Our fifth exercise is bridging. So for bridging exercise, we're going to have both legs bent, lying on your back, arms down to your sides. And for this exercise, we're going to isolate the glutes. So basically, think about squeezing your buttocks together. So we're going to squeeze the glutes and lift up. So I'm lifting my hips towards the ceiling. Now I'm stopping where I still have a slight bend in my hips. So I am not getting a full kind of yoga bridge where you really arch up, because that's going to kick my back muscles into this. But we're trying to isolate the glutes for this one. And so again, squeezing my buttock muscles, raising my hips up, and then down. So just coming up to a pause, slight pause, and down. Just focusing on the buttock squeeze for 3 sets of 10 for bridging. Our next exercise is a side-lying hip abduction exercise. So this exercise is going to isolate the outer glute muscles, which is a really important group of muscles. So we're going to lie on your side. Your symptomatic leg is up towards the ceiling. My bottom leg is bent, my top leg is straight. When you look down your body, you're going to have a perfect straight line, okay? So your body will try to cheat this exercise by bringing the leg forward. A lot of people have really weak outer hips, so your body will bring that leg forward to try to help cheat with the hip flexor muscle on the front. But we don't want to do that. We want to make sure we're starting with that leg perfectly straight. Hand on your hip, toes pointed straight ahead. And then you're going to lift that top leg up towards the ceiling, up until the point where the leg is above the height of the body. Just pausing right there, and then back down. Every time I lift, I'm squeezing my outer buttock muscles, so I should feel the work being done out here in the hip. Now notice I am also not rolling my hip back, because that's cheating as well. When you roll your hip back like this, again, you're using more of the hip flexor on the front side, but our purpose is that we're trying to work the back side, the outer glute muscles. So make sure that you don't roll those hips back. But we'll do this side-lying hip abduction exercise for 3 sets of 10. For our final exercise for Piriformis syndrome, we're going to do a prone hip extension. And so for a prone hip extension, the first thing that we do is place a pillow underneath your hips. And that's to give us a little bit more room to work with on this exercise. You'll lie on your belly, toes pointed down away from you. And then we're just going to do one side at a time. So for this one, we'll say my symptomatic side is my right buttock. So I'm going to isolate and squeeze my right buttock muscles as I lift that straight leg up towards the ceiling. Now, I'm not lifting so high that I have to arch my back, because we're not trying to feel this in our back muscles. We're just trying to isolate this to the buttock muscle itself. So I'm not lifting super high, just basically to where my thigh comes off the table, and then I'm going to lower back down. So isolating my buttock squeeze to where my thigh clears the table, just a little pause and back down for 3 sets of 10 repetitions. You can perform these 7 Piriformis syndrome exercises every day until your symptoms subside, and then you can reduce back to 2 or 3 times for more of a maintenance therapy program. Thanks for stopping by PT Time with Tim. You'll definitely want to check out my best hip stretches video next as you continue on your pathway to living a healthy and active lifestyle.